Getting a loss here.
The contest is brought to you by Seems Legit, and it is a singles match set for one fall.
A lot of great sponsors we'd like to thank here on the show tonight as Ted rattles them off right before each contest here at True Grit. And now a matchup that we're about to be underway. A first time ever. Here in Wharton, Stephen Wolf making his return. As you said earlier, Dan, from his tour in Europe.
First time back here in the States for New Texas Pro. Stephen Wolf making an entrance for the very first time here at the Wharton Civic Center. Tremendous tour of the UK.
Introducing from Peoria, Illinois, returning to action after an excursion to the United Kingdom.
That's what I said.
He is the leader of the pack, Stephen Wolf.
Stephen Wolf reuniting with the Dream Team at Mr. Mundo this past Thursday in Texas Contender Series 52. There was a big party. There was cake, there were hats, there were party hats, Trent. You'd probably look good in a party hat.
Yeah, I've known to party a time or two.
It would cover up that big bald head of yours.
Maybe the glare on it, right? Haven't heard that one before.
You use that bald head cream?
Yeah, all of them.
Do they work? Obviously not.
Well, making his return here in Wharton, the double DLC, Diego de la Cruz.
Two former singles champions here in New Texas Pro going at it. Diego de la Cruz, former Lone Star champion. Stephen Wolf, former world champion.
And his opponent, from H-Town, Houston, Texas, he is the double DLC, Diego de la
Double DLC getting ready for action here.
Now a distinction that Diego has. Diego can say he got the first ever win here at a New Texas Pro event in Wharton, going back to February for Clash on the Colorado, where he defeated Too Strong Isaac Morales. Will Diego keep his Wharton win streak alive here tonight against the Wolf of Wrestling, the leader of the pack, Stephen Wolf?
Stephen Wolf, of course, as we had said before, coming back from the UK, he's on a hot streak right now. He's the best he's ever looked. He might be the best in-ring that he's ever been. It's going to be a tall task for Diego de la Cruz here tonight at True Grit.
Now, Stephen Wolf's first time back here in New Texas Pro since losing that New Texas Pro World Championship, the man who made it a World Championship after holding it for 447 days. Losing that to Carter Black, the current reigning New Texas Pro Champion, defending that title against Father O'Day in our main event.
A uncharacteristic handshake for Stephen Wolf there between him and his opponent, Diego de la Cruz. Oh, maybe Stephen's just happy he's back in the U.S. I would be. He had to eat that British food for months. Could you believe that? Pea wet.
Fish and chips.
Fish you never heard of. Yuck. Had to call soccer football.
Oh, I can't imagine that.
Cover. I couldn't imagine either.
No, Stephen and Diego, two longtime veterans, trading off pitting predicaments here.
You know, both of these men trying to get a feel for one another. I don't know if these two have ever had a matchup against each other.
No, actually, this is the first time matchup between these two here in New Texas Pro. and neither one of them wanting to relent any type of momentum to each other. You see, going for a Greco-Roman knuckle lock there. Real quick, Diego rolling through, getting a key lock advantage, sending Wolf down.
You know, these are two high flyers. These are two mat technicians. Diego de la Cruz, very apt at the lucha libre style. Stephen Wolf, American high flyer. I mean, you're going to probably see some very interesting bursts of offense between these two here tonight.
The shoulder tackle from Stephen. You got to believe all those excursions in Europe that Stephen has had lately in his career. You don't come back to the States without learning a thing or two about the European style.
Well, that's very true. We might see some new stuff here from Stephen tonight.
Leapfrog by Wolf, drop down, taken down. Diego.
A drop down that worked. How about that? May have picked that up too. Whoa!
Whoa, what an innovative arm drag using the middle rope there.
Man, we are seeing a brand new Stephen Wolf here tonight. I love it.
Whoa, there you see some agility from Stephen. It's athleticism, not that we hadn't seen that from Stephen before, but we just haven't seen it in a while. A moonsault off the middle rope, my goodness.
And Stephen Wolf is floating like he's one with the air.
Like he's on a flying Nimbus cloud or something.
Okay, meteorologist Trent Gilbo. We'll be back with the weather after the headlines at 10. But right now, Diego de la Cruz is going to have to be nursing that chest as he just ate one of the biggest chops I think I've ever heard. Oh,
my
man,
gosh.
Did you hear that?
Those thuds, it's a painful, painful thud into the middle part of the chest.
That's like a baseball going 100 miles an hour hitting a catcher's mitt.
Crushing that sternum.
Sound.
Now Stephen looking to inflict more punishment, sending his opponent in the corner. Here comes Wolf once more. Diego leaping out of the way. Off the ropes goes Diego. Oh, head scissor takeover sends Wolf down. As the double DLC, the former Lone Star champion, coming in hot on Stephen. Up and over, landing on his feet on the apron. Shot right there, forearm to the chin.
Diego ascends to the top. This is where he's dangerous.
Whoa, a spinning corkscrew arm drag. I believe I've never seen anything like that before. We're seeing all sorts of things from these two men here tonight.
Diego throwing an extra rotation on that. You know, Stephen Wolf coming out here with something to prove, coming out looking to show off all the things that he picked up in Europe. Diego de la Cruz, he's looking to show out as well.
Absolutely. What do you think it could do? There's a cover. Only two. What do you think it could do for Diego de la Cruz to get a pin on Stephen Wolf upon his return here to New Texas Pro? You got to believe that could get Diego a future opportunity at that New Texas Pro World Champion that you know Stephen Wolf has his eyes set on, as we heard this past Thursday.
Well, getting a win over any former world champion is going to set you up to be in the conversation to be #1 contender. And without a doubt, if Diego de la Cruz could pull this one out and take down the former world champion, he's definitely going to be talked about as a possible contender for the world title.
Up on his shoulders, Wolf trying to find a way out, back to his feet, does so, sends Diego into the corner face first. Stunning the double DLC as Wolf now on the prowl on his opponent. Ooh, shot to the face right there. You saw the stiffness of that forearm right across the chin. Landing on his, oh look right there, that knee buckled. Landing on his feet, the knee buckled for Stephen. And the referee checking in on it. And Diego,
referee pushing Diego back.
Well, Diego wanting to continue the match. Referee checking in on the well-being of Stephen Wolf. You know, these competitors have huge hearts and have the will to compete, but you know, we have to make sure that we take care of the safety of our wrestlers here in New Texas Pro, as our officials trying to do so, checking in on Stephen.
Well, this would be terrible for Stephen to come back after excursion, first match in, getting a knee injury.
Well, Diego extending the hand, trying to get Stephen back up to his feet. As we see the sportsmanship, you know, that we've seen Diego. Oh, right there, Stephen! Playing possum.
Look at that!
Oh, that knee looks perfectly fine, jumping around. Now Stephen Wolf.
A miraculous recovery from the leader of the pack.
Oh, Stephen Wolf hadn't changed at all.
Beautiful. Standing moonsault, Stephen Wolf cover, hook in the leg, and just a 2 count.
This is the same Stephen Wolf we saw before he left for Europe.
What would make him change other than that nasty food?
Oh, the Wolf now taking advantage of his opponent. He knew the kind of competitor that Diego was and took advantage of it. Big side slam now.
Man, do you see the angle on that side suplex? Stephen Wolf came back TCS 52, and he said he wanted one thing, and that is the World Championship back around his waist. And he's going to use the same exact tactics that got him that championship in the first place.
Well, now getting the referee's face as if the referee was doing something wrong.
He probably was. I think it's unfortunate that the simpletons of Wharton can't really appreciate the greatness of Stephen Wolf here. No!
Jawbreaker, stunning Wolf. And now Diego trying to build some momentum here in Wharton. Either way, whoever comes out on top of this match, be a big statement victory on the quest to regain championship gold. As Wolf now over the top rope, springboard, clothesline takes down Diego, hooking the leg, weight on the shoulders. There we go, only 2.
Diego finding a way to kick out of that. As now Stephen Wolf getting a little agitated that he was not able to put Diego De La Cruz away with that maneuver as the referee continues to check on Diego. Stephen Wolf on the offensive right now with some insulting kicks to the back. Just telling Diego to get the heck up.
There you see the Wolf of Wrestling using his cunning and taking advantage, and now Diego trying to get out of this, trying to build up momentum once again, but right there real quick, Stephen with a knee to the midsection, cutting that off. Oh, countered by Diego, off the ropes goes Stephen. Diego off the ropes again. Head scissor takeover sends Stephen down.
Another thing about Diego, you never know when he could bust out of Tijeras. And there we go, spinning side kick from Diego De La Cruz. As Diego goes to the outside and looks like he's about to ascend. And what does he call this, Trent?
Well, he could be going for the CTM.
Which I still haven't figured out what that means. But Steven's about to find out. Whoa, look at all the air that Diego got. Nobody home. Wolf, oh man, there goes a tooth of Stephen Wolf.
I saw that. Here comes big cutter off the middle rope. This could be all right here, but a slow cover. Could it be it? No, only 2. And that momentary lapse right there of making the cover right off of that huge cutter could have been the difference in winning for Diego De La Cruz.
Well, you got to think about how much of this match has taken out of both of these competitors. Just throwing absolutely everything at the wall are both Diego De La Cruz and Stephen Wolf. Can't seem to put each other away. A heck of a contest here in Wharton. These people are spoiled, Trent.
As we are here at the desk, and I'm sure on IWTV, we thank you for watching. Stephen Wolf now trying to go for a fisherman suplex, it seems, but blocking it right there, Diego did. And Stephen trying to go to the well once more, still not able to get it. Reverse waistlock, back elbow to the face of Diego. Here comes Stephen off the ropes.
Power bomb with authority. Stephen Wolf now in perfect position, spinning around, huge discus style lariato. And Diego kicked out.
Stephen Wolf can't believe it. How did Diego kick out at 2?
Stephen Wolf cannot believe it. He is beside himself. jaw-jacking with Diego De La Cruz. The leader of the pack, the Wolf of Wrestling, wants to put this away. And he is upset with everyone. He's upset with Diego, the crowd, probably the referee. I would be.
Oh, now probably looking for vertigo, trying to put Diego away, landing on his feet. However, off the ropes, rolling through. There's a stack-up pin by Diego. Out of the ropes right there on the apron goes Diego. Here comes Steven. Oh, big knee right there. Another tooth getting kicked out, it seems.
Diego De La Cruz setting up. Sunset flip. Nobody home. Oh, super kick. Cover. This could be it.
Man, I hope Steven's got a good dental plan, because Diego.
Do we have a dentist sponsor?
I'm sure Ted will tell us at some point.
Where's Ted? Diego's got to figure something out here. He's got to go back up to the top. He's got to put this one away. If he can hit that CTM, it could be curtains for Steven Wolf. And definitely put Diego De La Cruz in the title contention, I would say.
Well, looking to go up top and do just that.
Crowd firmly behind the double DLC as he ascends to the top. But Steven Wolf right back up, hitting the ropes. Down goes Diego.
Breaking it up right there is Wolf, as Diego now sitting on a perch off the top rope. Did you see the height on that jump? My gosh! I didn't know Wolves could jump that high, and now, oh, a huge Fisherman Buster Slam.
The winner of this match, Steven Wolf!
Steven Wolf with a huge Fisherman Buster to win it here in Wharton upon his return to New Texas Pro.
What a match! And what a return for Steven Wolf!
What a move to put away the double DLC. You know, Dan, maybe that's a move he learned over there on his tour. Because I haven't seen Steven use a maneuver like that to put his opponents away yet. A statement made here by the leader of the pack in Wharton, as Diego is needing some assistance by our officials here. Well, Steven standing tall. You know the Dream Team have to be absolutely elated watching their leader get a victory here tonight.
A new and improved Steven Wolf returning to the U.S. with a big win over Diego De La Cruz.